17 Memorial Days ago, we attended a ceremony honoring survivors of the Bataan Death March in Santa Fe, New Mexico. Those who were present, among the handful of soldiers who were able to make it home after enduring the worst kind of brutality, were all Hispanic, members of the New Mexico National Guard. We were there to capture their stories for our documentary Héroes Hispanos, Hispanic Heroes. At that point in time, the people associated with that documentary, the producer, director, and writer, were thinking only in terms of producing a 3-hour program that told the stories of brave Hispanics from the very founding of this country in the Revolutionary War, through the Civil War, the 2 World Wars, Korea, and Vietnam. We had no idea as to what an important historical record the documentary would become. In many cases, it's the only opportunity we'll ever have of hearing the amazing stories at first hand of so many valiant individuals. Tens of thousands of viewers watched, listened, and learned of the Hispanic Americans who gave so much to this country, in the process winning up to 12 Medals of Honor, earning recognition as generals and admirals in our armed forces, and filling more than our fair share of hallowed ground at Arlington National Cemetery. With the passage of time, so many of these men have passed away, so this is indeed the only record we'll ever have of their exploits. Men like Corregidor survivor Jose Quintero, who, while a prisoner of the Japanese, managed under the most perilous of circumstances to gather bits and pieces of thread and fabric and create an American flag.
No lo pensé. Pues todo lo que le puedo decir es que la hice en memoria de los soldados que murieron ahí.
Like Medal of Honor winner Macario Garcia, who came home from World War II to fight other battles against racism and bigotry.
No le querían servir comida porque era mexicano.
Like the Vara brothers, 6 Mexican-American brothers who all fought in different theaters of World War II, and one of whom, Rudy, was among the first to witness the horrors of the Nazi concentration camps.
Somos valientes en el campo de batalla, pero muy cobardes para recordar los acontecimientos. Una señora, un esqueleto, se hincó para besar mis botas, para decirme gracias.
Like Richard Rocco, a Medal of Honor winner who fought one war in Vietnam and then another war against drugs on his return, and devoted what remained of his life to helping other traumatized, drug-ensnared veterans of that conflict.
There's 58,000 names on the wall in Washington, but you could make a wall twice that size with the names of the people that have died after coming back.
Like Roy Benavides, Medal of Honor winner, who survived his helicopter being shot down in Vietnam and the ensuing attack by the Viet Cong, and, though riddled with bullets, still somehow managed to save not only his own life, but also the lives of several seriously wounded fellow GIs.
Y el doctor me tocó y le escupí en la cara. De manera que eso fue lo que me salvó.
And like Jesse Trevino, an accomplished artist who lost his right arm, his painting arm, in Vietnam, yet taught himself to paint all over again with his left arm, and whose work today hangs in some of the most prestigious galleries and museums in this country. There are so many more, well over 200 years of Hispanic heroes, and we are so proud to have had a part in making sure this and future generations will know of their courage and valor, and will hear of their pride in being Hispanics and being Americans. The documentary Héroes Hispanos was hosted by then Major General Edward Baca. It was praised profusely when it aired on Telemundo and was shown several times on that network in its entirety. In fact, it was so admired that we were asked to produce an English-language version which aired on the History Channel. It went on to win 3 Emmy Awards for outstanding achievement in writing, directing, and producing. Most satisfying to us is that it has also found its way into many schools, particularly in strong Hispanic areas, where it has helped to instill a sense of pride in their heritage among students whose parents or grandparents came to this country from all over Latin America. But the story, sadly, is not complete. The original documentary took us through 1993. Since then, this country has been involved in other conflicts and is presently fighting a new kind of battle against those who wage a war of terrorism against free people everywhere. Hispanic involvement in the Persian Gulf, Afghanistan, and Iraq is a story that needs telling, as is that of the Hispanics who were victims of terrorist attacks on the Marine barracks in Beirut, on the USS Cole, and at the Pentagon and World Trade Center on September 11, 2001. To be hosted once again by General Baca, Héroes Hispanos, The Age of Terrorism, will stand on its own as a record of the last quarter century of U.S. history, and will remind its viewers of the enormous contribution Hispanic Americans have made to all of this country's war efforts over the years, far out of proportion to our numbers. As nearly a quarter of the U.S. population is of Hispanic origin, we know there is a huge potential audience for this latest testament to Hispanic American heroism. As General Baca said in Héroes Hispanos, freedom isn't free. The cost is human life. Hispanic Americans know that. Ken Burns, in his recent documentary on World War II, all but totally ignored the Hispanic American involvement. We cannot let this happen again. We've paid a dear price over the years to help keep our country free and secure. Now, the rest of the story must be told.
Siempre estamos primero en combate. Es nomás porque tenemos el orgullo de ser americanos, vivir en un país que tenemos tanta libertad.
Let's stay at home for once. Let them come over and let them find out who we are. Y entonces sí, me armaría hasta los dientes para defender mi patria.
Mientras que estamos vivos, representamos a Estados Unidos. We're still soldiers, Marines, and sailors.
Y a la muerte me llama y no quiero morir alejado de ti.
Cuando era un niño le decía a su papá, yo quiero ser soldado. Armas, aviones y barcos le fascinaban y le gustaban. Y con el tiempo fui aprendiendo la importancia de su gran deseo. que el soldado no es soldado por dinero. No, no. Y se fue a pelear la guerra sin pedir ni una razón, porque un buen soldado nunca pide ni una explicación, porque él entiende el precio caro de su libertad. Aunque tal vez se siente solo, el soldado olvidado no será. Después de un año estaba en su casa muy feliz, lleno de alegría, aprovechando cada hora de su día con su familia. Cuando de repente le mandaron una carta de gran importancia, que se tenía que salir de su querida casa y defender su patria. Y se fue a pelear la guerra sin pedir ni una razón, porque un buen soldado nunca pide ni una explicación, porque él entiende el precio caro de su libertad. Tal vez se siente solo, el soldado olvidado no será.
Para todos nuestros hermanos y hermanas latinos que forman parte de las fuerzas militares de este gran país, los Estados Unidos, y lo defienden a capa y espada, siempre estaremos con ustedes, nunca los olvidaremos.